Hello, thanks for watching. My name is Mary. On my channel, I do affordable fragrance reviews and chit chats and other things like that. And today I want to do a little bit more of an in-depth review of Free as a Flower. Sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Um, and I did talk about this because I just had like all three of the new ones, this and Mediterranean Mirage and Inner Angel. So I just kind of did like a first impressions review. But this is like a little bit more in depth of a review with comparisons to some other similar scents and just some more in depth thoughts about that. So if that sounds interesting to you, please keep watching and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be right back. So you probably already know this, but the Everyday Luxury line is inspired fragrances of like high-end perfumes and designer perfumes and things like that. But Bath and Body Works never like officially says what the like dupe is. So like Dossier will like literally just say like inspired by Angel or inspired by um Angel Share. They I haven't gotten that one. I think they do have an Angel Share dupe, and it came out more recently. Like I kind of stopped buying Dossier stuff. I used to buy their stuff so much, and then I kind of stopped buying it. That's a whole other conversation. I kind of don't like the way that they do their discounts as much now. They used to kind of give more discounts more easily. So I've been less inclined to buy their stuff. So they do have their own dupe of Angel Share. But yeah, now there's the Bath and Body Works one. But this one is not Angel Share. So this one is apparently a dupe of YSL Libre, which Libre, however you want to say it, if you want to be super French, Libre, or more American, Libre. And yeah, so this is a very popular perfume. I'm not really sure when it came out. I guess I'll look it up and put it somewhere. Um, but you know, it's a perfume you can easily find at Ulta and Sephora, and I'm sure Macy's and stuff like that. And obviously, YSL is a big brand with things like Black Opium. And I don't know. I never really liked the. I don't know if it was the packaging of Libre, Libre, or maybe the name, but I just it looks like a very mature the way the package is. Once again, maybe I'll put like a picture of the bottle. It just looks like a mature scent. And even though I am a mature woman, I like I kind of like the more cutesy stuff a little bit, like I don't like the packaging that like looks like kind of old school. Like the packaging of Libra like reminds me of like something from the 90s or something like that. So I just wasn't that interested in it purely based on the packaging. Um, so I never smelled it um, until I liked a Bath and Body Works scent that people said, "Oh, that smells like Libre," and then I was kind of interested in Libre, and then I like smelled it at Ulta, but I never bought it. But I did get a little sample of it because last Christmas my husband got me like this Sephora pack where you get like a bunch of samples like this and you pay $95 for it. And at first I didn't get it. I was like, why would anyone pay $95 for a bunch of little samples? But there's like a voucher, and then you can purchase a bottle with a voucher. So it's kind of a good deal because you get a bunch of samples so you can try a bunch of perfumes, and then you get one for $95. And sometimes that's a little bit cheaper than the perfume. It might be like $110 for the perfume and you get it for $95. So the one I ended up getting was Prada Paradox because I like that one a little bit better, but I did get my little Libra sample. And they have a new Sephora pack like that, and I might, once my paychecks start rolling in, since I'm a teacher, I might get that because I'm curious about that. It has some sense I'm interested in. Anyways, that was kind of a tangent, but all is that to say that I do have a tiny little sample of Libre, and I kind of know what it smells like because I have this little sample. So yeah, I think I'll start, I guess I'll just start with this one and talking about this and what this smells like. And then I'll talk about this one since it's a dupe of this. And then I'll talk about the other scents from Bath and Body Works, which are kind of in this category. So Fairy Tale was kind of the original dupe of Libre, or that's what people thought. And I also think that these all have a little bit in common with Gingham Glow. So I want to talk about that as well. And I also have the perfume version of Free as a Flower. So I want to talk about how this differs from the mist because it is a little different. I don't have the body cream. I just ordered it today because today they had a $5.95 sale, but I just ordered it. So it's not coming until, 5 days from now. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So here is Free as a Flower, and it's got this really pretty packaging, kind of an olive green color, like a little unconventional, very retro looking. And the notes on this are wild orange flower, bright lavender, and creamy vetiver. And I usually don't really like vetiver, so I was surprised I like this. Now the Libre notes are very similar to this. They're lavender, orange blossom, musk, and vanilla. So besides that vetiver, it's basically the same. So I'm not really sure why Bath and Body Works chose to say like vetiver versus like musks. I don't know because like I feel like those are both kind of like base notes that could go in a lot of different directions. Um, so let's go and just talk about how it smells. So it is a very like bright, kind of in your face scent. And you are getting some herbaceousness from the lavender, but you're also getting like this sweet sort of um, the orange blossom almost has a like a nectar kind of feel to it. So you've got like the sweet nectar, orange blossom, strong, and then the lavender, which is giving that herbaceous sort of lavender quality to it. And I wouldn't think I would like this scent because I don't really like florals and I don't really like herbaceous scents either. But there's something about this that is just so appealing. And then it kind of settles down and it just kind of has, I don't know why they say vetiver. Like to me, vetiver is like an earthy green kind of scent. And then to me, this is just kind of calming down to have like a nice kind of warm vanilla-ish base. Not like vanilla, you can't really smell vanilla, just kind of like a warm sort of sweet base. So it's really nice. It's strong. I wore this to, I put it on before we went to do some sightseeing downtown, and I could kind of like, smell it as we were walking around. So I felt like it had pretty good projection and pretty good longevity. So that's the Free as a Flower mist. So now, once again, I have my little tiny Libre. They have a bunch of flankers of this too, and I don't know, maybe I need to kind of get into those. But so once again, orange, lavender, I think is the top note, orange blossom, and then musk. And then one site listed vanilla and the other one didn't. But I think it was the YSL site that listed vanilla. So that's pretty credible. This one starts off sharper. So I feel like the lavender is more prominent versus the orange blossom. And the orange blossom is less sweet. So very, very similar, but this one is just, I'd say a little bit more in the lavender, bright abrasive side. And then the sweet sort of syrupy orange blossom is less so. It's more of like a floral orange blossom. But then in the background, I don't, for some reason, it's reminding me of like graham cracker crust. It's like I'm getting just like a little bit of like foodie sweetness to it in the background. So maybe that's the vanilla. So yeah, very similar. And I'm not, I feel like the strength is pretty good for both of them. But in a minute, I'll talk about this. And I think actually this has the best strength of all of them. Okay, so it's the next day. I was having some storage issues with my phone. And I kept deleting, it said my storage was full, and I kept deleting videos and photos, and it would just stay the same. So, what I didn't realize, maybe everyone knows this, is that I had to like then go to a separate folder that was like recently deleted and empty that out, kind of like a trash can on the like a desktop. I didn't know that. My husband figured it out. So yeah, it's the next day. But that's okay because it gave me a little more time to kind of play around with these fragrances. So the next thing I was going to compare Free as a Flower to is Fairy Tale. So I just sprayed Free as a Flower again. And I wore this to bed last night so I could just kind of have this fresh in my head. So let me spray this on the other. So I love this packaging. It's probably one of my favorites. And it's pomegranate nectar, fresh orange blossom, vanilla bean, and warm amber. So the only note in common is orange blossom. So not a lot in common, but they do smell a lot alike. Although someone I was kind of chatting with didn't think they're that similar, but I do think they're similar. So let me just spray them both again to get like the opening. So Free as a Flower, I probably said this yesterday, but it opens up pretty bright and a little herbaceous, and you definitely get like a lot of orange blossom and like that lavender herbaceousness. And then Fairy Tale is fruitier, definitely fruitier. So you're getting like that. Is it pomegranate? Yeah, pomegranate. Pomegranate, and then like the orange blossom, but not nearly as much. So this Free as a Flower is a lot more orange blossom heavy, I feel like. But there's just a general sort of like DNA, as they say, that's similar to them, and they both are similar to Libre, and they both have the like boss babe kind of vibe, as I think people say about scents like this. Like they're strong, they're um, not super sugary sweet, but there's a sweetness to them. They're complex. So overall, I'd say that Fairy Tale is not as strong as Free as a Flower. So having, like I said, worn it last night, it kind of died down very quickly, and even now it's fading compared to the Free as a Flower, which is staying stronger. The dry down is different as well. Uh, so I do prefer the dry down of Free as a Flower, which is a little surprising because vetiver is the base, and like I said, I'm not really a big vetiver person, but I don't really think it smells like vetiver. It's just got like a nice warm base to it. Fairy Tale, I feel like the dry down is just kind of light. Like there's not, once it fully dries down, you don't like, I wish there was more of like the vanilla and the amber at the end, but at least this bottle, and maybe there I did have another, I had the more recent version of this, but um I got rid of that one just because I like this packaging better. Maybe that had a stronger base, but it just gets kind of thin at the end. And I think the Free as a Flower stays very rich all the way through. So I do like both, but I might like Free as a Flower better than Fairy Tale. Another comparison is Gingham Glow. Um, this one doesn't say it has orange blossom in it, but I feel like it does. It just says golden nectar, marigold petals, and sun-soaked sandalwood. Can't really see that. So I just kind of got like similar vibes. It's definitely not as similar, but yeah, I definitely think this is orange blossom, and it smells just like orange blossom, but it doesn't have that herbaceousness to it. So strong orange blossom for both of them. The Gingham Glow has like kind of a solar quality to it, kind of like a honeyedness to it, but not in like the, you know, honey can be kind of sharp, just like a soft. That's why it says like nectar, I think. Um, and it kind of like some people say it has kind of like a sunscreeny aspect to it, which I can see. So this one does have a little bit more of like a solar sunscreen kind of vibe to it with that orange blossom. So it almost is a tropical fragrance or like a summer fragrance. And it did come out in late summer. So it's kind of like a transition into fall. So I think they're similar in that there is the orange blossom and like a warmth to it, but yeah, this is definitely more of like a sunscreen, warm, summery kind of scent. Versus this is like, I feel like this is like a spring or fall. You know, like you wouldn't want to wear it in super warm weather, probably not, but although I wore it the other day and it was like 80 degrees outside and it didn't feel cloying or anything like that. So that's those two. Um, Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about was the perfume mist. I just want to say that I think that it's worth getting this in addition to the body mist because it does have something else to it, and I think it's my favorite of all of them. It's sweeter, definitely sweeter, and I just, you know, it's I just sprayed it, but I remember the dry down being really really nice for this perfume, and it lasted even longer. Like it was stronger and longer lasting than the Libre sample I have. So this is definitely worth your $14.95 or get a reward. Use a reward and you can get this for free. So highly recommend you get the perfume as well. One last bonus comparison is Vanilla Ease, just because it's also like a warm amber scent. But these are pretty different. So Vanilla Ease is lavender, blossom, creamy vanilla, and soft cedar wood. I don't know, did I read the notes for Gingham Glow? If I didn't, I'll put them. I'll put them up like as a pop-up. So yeah, this one, Vanilla Ease, is lavender blossoms, creamy vanilla, and soft cedar wood. So the only thing in common is the lavender. Kind of like the only thing in common for the Fairy Tale was the orange blossom. The lavender in this is like spicier. And it doesn't say it has ginger in it, but it's supposed to be a dupe of Burberry Goddess, and that's supposed to have ginger in it. So I feel like I'm getting like a spicy ginger in addition to the lavender. So it's a very different quality of lavender. So yeah, it's just very different. So yeah, they do both have lavender scents, but these are not very similar. In case you were just wondering, like, oh, well, there's two like lavender scents that just came out of Bath and Body Works. Um, So yeah, the Freesia flower is like a lavender orange blossom floral with warmth to it. And this is like a spicy lavender with like a very warm vanilla base to it. So both great scents. I feel like Bath and Body Works is coming out with like a lot of really good scents right now. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, I actually think I like the Freesia flower better than all of the other ones. Um, and get the perfume. Uh, yeah. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think do you think it smells like leaf? Do you think it smells like fairy tale? Do you love it? Do you hate it? um, and yeah, so that's it. Have a great one. Like and subscribe, and see you next time.